Alright, well, welcome to the first edition of African Heroes. In the media, we see lots of superhero movies. I'm not going to mention names. You know what I mean. But I think it's really good for us to celebrate and appreciate real African heroes that we've had in the past and currently today that are working for the betterment of the African community and the world at large. We should celebrate their struggles and use this as inspiration for us and the next generation. So even though these guys and girls are powerful, they would have still had support from like-minded people, so from a circle of like-minded people to them. A wise man once said, there is no such thing as a self-made man or woman. These powerful people would usually surround themselves with like-minded people. When I look at a lot of these success stories from the very top, so if you even look at the world at large, not just at Africa, Elon Musk, Jay Tolkien, the author of the Lord of the Rings books, Joe Rogan, the owner of the largest podcast in the world. What these guys all had in common is that if you look at their circle, they had a circle of like-minded people. Elon Musk had his brother to start with, as well as some other very technically gifted people. Jay Tolkien had a circle of authors, and they all used to hold each other accountable. They all used to review each other's work. So the author of Narnia was part of Jay Tolkien's circle. Joe Rogan has a nest of comedians that he came up with. Another thing my mom actually said to me and my siblings growing up, she said, show me your friends and I will show you who you are. So a lot of these success stories I'm telling you right now, it all comes down to their surroundings as well as who they choose to surround themselves with. So first on my ever-growing bucket list is Thomas Mensah, Ghanaian, born in the lively city of Kumasi, surrounded by activity. So vendors shouted over one another in the marketplace, the hum of the city like a heartbeat. But none of it distracted Thomas from what he truly loved, learning. With a father who saw education as the ticket to anywhere, Thomas was taught from a young age that his mind could be the greatest power he'd ever have. But back then, dreaming of becoming a scientist felt far-fetched for a young African boy with limited access to resources. Still, he held tight to his ambitions, knowing that he would need resilience for the path ahead. Trials in France. Thomas's first break came when he won a scholarship to study chemical engineering in France. Yet, stepping onto foreign soil was only the beginning of his trials. France, with its unfamiliar language and culture, presented hurdles that seemed to grow with each passing day. Thomas was the only African in many of his classes, a fact that his classmates didn't let him forget. There were glances, muttered words he couldn't always understand, but felt all the same. He battled isolation, prejudice, and the creeping sense of doubt that such an environment breeds. But through it all, he stayed focused. Struggles at MIT. After France, a bigger challenge awaited. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology, otherwise known as MIT, one of the world's biggest prestigious institutions. When he arrived in the United States in the late 1970s, he found himself once again alone in many respects, navigating a world where he was still seen as the outsider. The laboratories and classrooms buzzed with the excitement of discovery, yet Thomas felt the pressure of needing to prove himself every step of the way. He had come to specialize in a field with groundbreaking potential fiber optics, though many doubted that someone like him could truly impact such an advanced domain. The battle at Corning Glass Works. In the early 1980s, Thomas joined Corning Glass Works. Fiber optics faced a critical issue. Cables were being produced too slowly for large-scale use. Thomas had bold ideas oversaw as impossible, yet he worked through countless failures and long nights, experimenting and refining. Breakthrough and legacy. Finally, Thomas achieved his breakthrough, developing a method to increase fiber optic production speed significantly, transforming telecommunications. It was a triumph born of perseverance and grit. His legacy defined as much by resilience as by success. A voice for Africa. As Dr. Thomas Mensah's name grew, so did his sense of duty. He hadn't forgotten where he came from, and he wanted African youth to see that they too could change the world. Speaking at universities and events across the continent, he championed STEM education, urging the next generation to pursue their dreams relentlessly. If I could do this, he'd tell students, imagine what you can achieve. His message was simple: believe in yourself, work hard, and never forget the value of your mind. Legacy of innovation. Dr. Thomas Mensah's contributions to fiber optics eventually earned him global recognition, from awards to a place in the U.S. National Academy of Inventors. Yet he measured his success not just by accolades, but by the doors he opened for others. His legacy is one of resilience, brilliance, and a vision that transformed telecommunications. More than anything, he proved that with determination and a sharp mind, the world could indeed be changed. And there you have it. The rise of Thomas Mensah, the Ghanaian-born African. There are many more of these African heroes that have not just contributed to the African community, but also to the evolution of mankind at large. And I invite you to join me in celebrating the trials, the tribulations, and the accomplishments. On that note, peace out.